Welcome back to Smart Architectural Programming, your go-to source for clean code and architectural clarity. Today's episode, part of our Introduction to Java series, unpacks one of Java's most misunderstood yet powerful features, the this reference. And this is part of our chapter 8 on our Introduction to Java accompanying videos basically, and an important aspect to object-oriented program. Chapter 8 is moving forward into classes and objects and enums in Java, and addressing these different concepts are going to be integral to basically understanding object-oriented programming that you might study going further down the line. And this reference is an important aspect to it. So grab your IDE, let's dive deep into how Java uses this to manage object instances, eliminate ambiguity, and write clear, more maintainable code. So basically, the first thing you need to understand is what is the this reference, right? That is the most important aspect to this that you need to understand first. So in Java, basically, every non-static method has access to a specific keyword, this. The this reference is a pointer to the current object, the instance that's calling the method. So let's put it this way. This is the third video if you in this chapter 8, and if you haven't watched the first and second video regarding chapter 8, you might want to push back and review those videos. And if you're following along on our playlist, go 2 videos above and look at those videos, because you're not going to understand these specific concepts regarding object-oriented programming and classes and objects if you haven't understood those concepts that we covered before. So this reference is basically a pointer to the current object, the instance that's calling the method. So let me briefly put you, classes are blueprints and objects are structures created out of those classes, right? So this keyword helps you focus on that particular object or instance of that object that you created out of the class. Think of it like an object's way of saying, hey, I'm talking about myself, no one else. So if you can look at the code here, you'll see a keyword here, this dot model. What does it mean? This particular thing is referencing back to the string keyword that we defined in this class, which is string model, right? This model parameter, basically, without this, Java would be confused exactly which keyword it does it want to review and look forward to. So this is an important aspect to the this keyword. Another aspect, so let's move forward deeper into the this keyword, right? And the this reference. How do you associate an instance with the this reference? Let's break it down further. So when you create an object using new, that instance holds its own copy of the instance variables. The this keyword refers to that specific object in memory. So when you create a object or instance from a class, it copies all the variables and creates separate variables for that instance. So this specific object refers to that specific variable within that object itself, not the class, basically. So that's why it's important. Important aspect to understand is that heap memory showing multiple car objects can be seen here, and arrows pointing to this reference to the current object. That's an important thing to refer to. If you look at the code here, you'll understand that this dot model equals to model, which is basically setting model field for whichever object is called before. So we set this are having set model set the value of model to Tesla using that method that we defined in the class previously, and in other class we set the model to basically, as you can see, Toyota. And it's kind of weird to do this here, but you can understand where I'm pointing to, basically to understand exactly what I mean. So basically, with that understanding, let's look into shadowing or hiding an instance variable, which is a common thing that you need to understand when you're dealing with this reference in objects and classes. So shadowing happens when a local variable or parameter shares the same name as an instance variable. Let's see what it looks like basically. As you can see in the code below, without this, basically, as you can see in this red cross here, if you don't use this here and just say name equals to name, the issue that would happen is that Java assumes that variable refers to the method parameter, right? That's why using this dot name is crucial. It tells Java, hey, I mean the instance variable, not the local one, basically. So for every specific instance, make that change, not for the class. That's the important aspect to understand here. So Let's further exemplify this with some of the practical uses of this with examples to make you have a better understanding of where we stand with this, because it's a very, very invaluable tool to leverage within programming in Java. So first we have constructor chaining. So you can use this to call another constructor in the same class, basically. So if you have a constructor in the same class, then you can call it using this keyword. As you can see in the screen here, we're using constructor chaining in this code here to reduce code duplication and improve readability within this code itself. So that's one of the important reasons why and applications of this reference within Java, basically, and classes and objects in Java more specifically. And another example you can use is to return the current object. So this is helpful for method chaining, which is especially in builders or fluent interfaces. As you can see the code here, method chaining works smoothly thanks to this keyword. And this is the class, and this is when we're trying to engage the instance of the class with different keywords to basically return the current object. An important reason I'm going to go here and explain that method chaining and constructor chaining are very, very important and advanced techniques in Java. We won't be covering those, but this is just an example to give you a brief primer into understanding exactly what you can do with this keyword in Java. Another example is basically passing the current object as a parameter in Java. So basically, as you can see here, and the heading might be wrong here because I think the staff didn't, I think that was missed here, but basically we need to pass the current objects as parameter. So sometimes you might want to pass the current object to another method or constructor. So that is how this keyword is used. So here you can see database.save this. So we're passing this value keyword or reference to as a parameter to a function so that this could be used in reference to this specific instance itself. A quick recap into what we've covered in this video. This refers to the current object or instance. Use it to resolve naming conflicts. It also enables constructor chaining, method chaining, and object passing. It makes your code more readable and maintainable, basically. So before we wrap up, I want to give you a bonus tip. This in non-static contexts only. So this can only be used in non-static context. Remember, this only works in non-static methods. Try using it with a static method and Java will throw an error. Why? Because static methods aren't tied to any particular instance. So there is no this to refer back to. So with that, we're going to wrap up this video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Smart Architectural Programming, check out the companion book Intro to Java for exercises and deeper examples and understanding and practice regarding Java, and comment below how have you used this in your Java programs, basically. Thanks for watching, and remember, smart code builds smarter architecture.